Welcome to another episode of Question It, where a question is posed and we share our perspectives. I'm Kevin Strauss, the host of Question It and founder of Uchi, a simple social app built around one belief, that everything feels possible when you know someone has your back every day. Today's guest is Noemi Beres from Cyprus. Hey, Noemi, thanks for being here.
Thank you for inviting me, Kevin. It's a pleasure to be here today with you.
I'm so glad we're going to have this conversation. But can you please first just quickly introduce yourself?
Absolutely. So my name is Noemi Beres. I live on the beautiful Mediterranean island of Cyprus in the Eastern Mediterranean in Europe. I run a podcast booking agency. I'm an artist. I'm an entrepreneur. And yeah, that's
And a
me.
mom?
And a mom too. Yeah, that too. Many other things as well.
Beautiful. And how many languages do you know?
I mean, my mother tongue is Hungarian, so that's for one. Obviously, English. I mean, we converse in English.
Yeah.
That's the second one. I have a master's degree in Scandinavian linguistics. So that means that I speak Danish and Swedish. And I've been learning Spanish for 10, 15 plus years.
Yeah.
A bit of learning Greek, Irish. And recently I started learning Japanese, which I really enjoy because I want to go to Japan one day. So these are all the languages that I cover usually.
I didn't even know you knew that, man. I knew you knew a lot. But I didn't know that's a lot.
I'm a language nerd by, I don't know, since I was born. So I love learning new languages. For me, it's so much fun.
Well, thank you for speaking English with me because that's all I know. So, okay. So before we started the recording, Noemi picked a random number from my big list of questions. And where we landed is describe a time when something small ended up meaning a lot to you. So, Noemi, you have the floor.
Thank you, Kevin. And I love this question. I think it's really thought-provoking. And I have a few times in my life what happened to me with me that I can mention and explain that. So the first part is I'm thinking about the time when I became part of Bob Burg's Go-Giver community. It's a small thing. You join a community. I joined the community about 4 or 5 years ago. So that, it's been a while. And I had no idea that time what it will mean to me in the future, what it would mean to me in the future. And it's fantastic. Like I found my tribe. And just by paying, like a fee for your monthly, Go-Giver sessions or so, I had no idea what a huge impact it will have on me. And it was truly, truly amazing. And I had made so many amazing friendships. Bob became my friend, my mentor, who supports me and all of the group members. So for me, that moment, that the first meeting I got on the call with them, I knew that I found my tribe. It's like a second family for me across the pond. And although we haven't met each other yet live, only one person from the group, she visited me in Hungary, in Budapest, when I was at home visiting my mom. Apart from that, I never met any of the group members, but they bring me so much joy weekly, and we support, we help each other, we add value to each other's lives. So just that tiny moment when I joined this community, it was truly, truly amazing. And I think I just made friends for life with these people, and they always have my back. They always support me. And I'm having an amazing relationship with them, with these incredible people across the pond. I mean, we don't have many European members, a few people from the UK. I'm the only one, obviously, from Cyprus. So it's fun that, thanks to Zoom, we can have all these friendship and business relationship with these amazing people. So that was one thing. The second one for me is like tiny things. For example, I'm really big on social media. I became an entrepreneur in 2007, and in my previous business, I was doing social media marketing, content creation. So I love content creation and social media. I know it's like a love or hate relationship for most people. I know you don't like it. We had those chats about that you're not a huge fan of it. I really like content creation. So for me, for example, LinkedIn is kind of my space. And I really love adding value and helping other people through my posts. And recently, I had a chat with one of my good friends from our Go Giver book club. So everything is connected to the Go Givers. And she told me, we were talking about like how to be successful on LinkedIn and how to be successful on social media. And she mentioned, which I loved, that first you need to be human. So people need to know you before they do business with you. I think, and that's crucial. Because if you just start posting about how amazing you are and okay, buy my stuff style post, for example, on LinkedIn or on other social media platforms, I mean, people don't really care about that anymore. Like with AI, spreading in the world and everything, the human connection is so important, and that's so important also for LinkedIn. So for me, when I'm adding value to people's life through my posts, and I'm getting all these comments, and people really put time and effort into writing these comments, apart from the ones that just, AI generated or whatever. But the ones they actually like putting energy and time into it, they mean so much to me because I can see that they read the post. I helped them in a way that maybe nobody helped them that way, or they felt seen, heard, and valued, in that post, because that's how I made them feel. And for me, that's really, really important. So when I get those, tiny feedbacks, those tiny comments and thanks or direct messages after a post that I really like what you wrote, and it really aligned with my life and what you described there. So that really gives me hope that, like, yeah, we as a community on whatever social media platform, we can really help each other. And it's not about just selling stuff and doing business with each other, but getting to know each other and be human first. And I feel so appreciated when I get these, comments and thank yous. They mean so much, for me. And I really love that part. And the third thing I can mention, it's about my daily walks. This like this small thing, that's just a walk. For so many people, it's just a walk. But for me, being in nature, being outside, spending time with myself, and that's the me time every single time. And somebody asked me, like, you don't have your friends around you or going walks with you? And I told, like, absolutely not, because that's me time. That's, it's a form of meditation for me, when I can truly relax. I can listen to music if I want to, or if I don't want to, I can just, doing my silent thinking session during one of my walks, and I can reflect things that going on in my life and just enjoying the sunshine on my skin, the wind, and I'm taking, a few photos with my phone, which I love doing, especially, when it's sunset. I have hundreds, maybe even thousands of photos of different sunsets and lights when I take this picture, and it's so funny, but they bring me joy. And these tiny moments when I feel like, on the top of the world, because they mean so much to me. And even these small things can bring you so much happiness, just like a daily walk, and then you look forward to it. So yeah, that was probably the third thing that came to my mind when we picked the question.
Wow. Okay, first, I just learned so much about life. There's always something new to learn. But wow, I mean, okay, thank you so much. That I'm gonna have to watch this a couple of times, because I think I could take I didn't take any notes while you were talking, but I need to take notes and implement some of these things that you just shared, because like I could be doing even better. Um, so thanks for all those little, bits of wisdom. But just for starters, what inspired you to even give the Go-Getters a
Go giver.
try?
Go giver.
Go-givers,
Yeah,
Go-givers
that's
a
a different
try.
one. um, yeah, that's a great question because I got the book. I got the book as a gift back in 2007, and I read the book first time ever in 2007 when it came out. I ordered some kind of marketing stuff from the US,
Mhm.
and it was a box with books and so on. And on the top, it was the Go Giver, the little red book of Go Giver by Bob Burg and John David Mann. And I read it, and it's like, wow, this is really powerful, and I really love it. So somehow I started to implement those rules into my life, and many years later, um, somehow I made up my mind. It's like, okay, I can't procrastinate this anymore. I really want to join this group, and there's no better time than doing it now. And that's happened like 5 years ago. And basically, that's how I ended up with them. I reached out to Bob on LinkedIn, and he is so humble. He's so helpful. He accepts all kind of, connection requests, and we started to chat. And then I get to know Kathy Tajanel, who is also in the group, and one of my best friends, and the rest is history. So that's how I connected with them.
Wow. Okay. So you first read a book, and
Yeah.
his book, and that really resonated with you.
Mm.
But it was still like 10 years later or something
Yeah.
that then you finally connected. So it's like, it was like marinating inside you for a
Yeah.
really long time. And you were implementing things that were
Yeah.
working. But then somehow you got connected directly, and saw that there was a group that you could join, and you already found value in the book. So take it to the next level and join with the people. Wow, that's really cool. Okay, so then what was the sense? What was the feeling when you logged into that first video call? Like that you knew like this is going to be good. Your tribe.
You feel the energy. I mean, it doesn't really matter where you are. I think after like 5 seconds, you feel that they are the right fit for you or not, or you have that kind of vibe there. And I instantly clicked with these people. They were so warm. They were so welcoming when I joined them. I remember that moment. And since then they are all the same. And we just became so very good friends. But you just feel it. You just feel it. I think it doesn't matter where you are, what kind of group you joined or people you meet, the first 10 seconds. I mean, it probably will decide how the rest of the relationship will go, even within the group.
Yeah, it's that energy, that
Mm.
frequency, like it's aligned with you, and you can sense it. People don't give it enough credit, I don't think, but you can sense it around an office. I remember one time at a job that I worked at, a salesperson had made like an in-person call, and we had our chats and everything was nice and good, and it was a really nice guy. And that was great. And then like a year later, when things had really gone south for that company, he had come back in person, and literally 2 steps into the office, he's like, "What's different? Something's
Mm.
different here. What's going on?" And the company was like really falling apart, and it
Yeah.
was very bad, very toxic. But he sensed it literally 2 steps into the front door of the office, into like the little lobby area. There was no one else around. It was just me and one other coworker greeted him, and he sensed it. So that, we sense that energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally, totally. I mean, like you read the book too. I read it too. Dr. Joe Dispenza and
Oh,
so
yeah.
on. Yeah, I mean, so for me, that was like, oh, this collective energy that we are having in the world, and we do sense it all the time. And it's the same like when I'm having these kind of sales calls, or I don't like to call them sales calls, but like kind of get to know call, or are we
Yeah, the
vibing,
coffee chat.
are we vibing calls, like, before you start working with someone, that you feel it instantly, and then you can decide, of course. I mean, it's so much easier. And so many times you don't listen to your gut, especially at the beginning, when you really like craving those clients, and I need to get those clients on board. I don't care how I feel with them. I need the money or something. We've been all there, we've all there.
Yeah,
So
we talk ourselves out, we rationalize,
exactly.
we justify
Yeah.
going forward, even though our gut is saying, no,
Like,
don't.
no, don't.
Yeah. Yeah. And I remember when we were first getting to know each other, we talked a lot about like Joe Dispenza stuff
Yeah.
and energy and frequency of energy and how everything is energy. I mean, this pen, has energy. It's vibrating at a frequency, and it's only matter because it's light energy that's slowed down enough to be matter. That's E equals MC squared. So wow, yeah, gosh, I could go on and on about. I'm gonna have to read this Go Givers book.
Yes.
It's
Please
kind of
do.
sad I haven't read it yet, even though I've known you for years now. So I got to put that on my list. But then you talked about the social media part and those little gifts, and I know, I mean, you grew on Instagram, a while back.
Yeah.
Like it was, I don't know when Instagram really took off, but you were in kind of early, right?
Yeah. I was there about like 15 years ago or so, I think.
Yeah, that's a while ago.
I think it's like 10, 15 years ago. And it changed a lot because AI kind of overtook the whole platform, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
And before there was like more art, like real art and everything. And my page is more about like me being an artist, sharing content, like kind of
Right, because I know
artsy.
yeah, I
Yeah.
know you as an artist as well, like creating, your collages and things like that. So, Instagram is such a visual space, at least early on. So
Yeah.
that's where you got started in that way. And then it's changed some, I guess. I don't use Instagram,
A
so
lot. Yeah.
it's
It's
changed a
changed a
lot.
lot. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
But it is nice getting those genuine little bits of feedback,
Yeah.
of appreciation, or what else did you say? It's appreciation, or what else did you say?
Yeah, it's basically like when you're getting these small thank yous, and especially I'm talking about LinkedIn, because this is kind of a professional platform, but it doesn't matter because we are first human, then and after we are entrepreneurs. So even like on a professional platform like LinkedIn, you're getting these thank yous, these likes, these very thoughtful, thought-provoking comments. They mean a lot to the person who wrote that post. So for me, it really does matter because you interact with these people daily, and what when you give something to people, when you give more love, you give more attention, more care, you always get it back tenfold from the community. And it's beautiful. And it doesn't matter, like you can do it every day and you will get it back. And that's how the world works.
That's true. That's true. Wow, you're making things connect in my brain more and more. I don't want to dwell on that so much. There's more to that, but we'll get to that, I think, in a minute. But then you shared a third one, the simple daily walks, which that just triggered a whole bunch of other ideas. Because when we were thinking about, how we were going to answer the question before we started recording, only one thing really popped into my head, even though I know there's a lot, but only one thing, and that's what I'll share in a minute. But then you shared about the morning walks, and I'm like, oh yeah, it opened a door for me to be like, oh yeah, I love this little thing, I love that little thing, and then a whole bunch of other things flooded in for me of little things that I love that really do mean a lot. So thank you for opening that door. And I might share one, when I do my part. But But thanks for opening that door, because I was having a block of like, what am I going to share that's small, that matters? But I do so many small things every day that matter. But anyway, so thanks for opening that door for me.
You're welcome. And I think it was pretty easy for me to, pick small things that matter to me daily, because I always have this kind of gratitude practice every evening before I go to bed. And I always pick one thing that I'm grateful for, but then again, there are loads of them. So sometimes I
Yeah.
write them down, or I just think about them. But I think we have all those little moments.
Okay. So how did you get into the gratitude practice that it actually became a true daily habit?
That's a great question. It started, oh my gosh, it was like, again, 10, 15 years ago, when I started to learn more about manifestation and so on. And it started with the work of Dr. Joe Vitale, and from the US, and he is really big into manifestation, and also about gratitude journaling and everything. And the way I started, I opened up like a gratitude journal, and every single day, usually in the evening, I picked three things that I was grateful for that specific day. And I wrote a whole journal, like a whole book, with all these grateful like statements, what I'm grateful for. And I think it's so powerful, because that's how you appreciate your life, all those small daily moments that we just pass by, and it's like, oh yeah, of course. But I also learned it that because of my dad's illness, he passed away because of cancer, that every day is a gift for everyone. I know it's kind of a cliche, but it is what it is. Because once you experience grief and you're losing someone so close to you and battling with cancer, that you really appreciate life and you look at things differently, completely. So my dad's death back in 2019 changed me so much, how I look at life. You take everything for granted. The sun is shining, fresh air in your lungs, or sitting on a comfy chair or whatever. But there are so many things we can be grateful for, and not being sick or even dying or something like that. So, I mean, his cancer journey really helped me to realize that like there's so much to life, and the power of those small moments and joy. And it was so funny, because yesterday, one of the podcast hosts, wrote a post on LinkedIn, and she mentioned something that we talked about during our conversation. The interview is not live yet, but she mentioned that I said something on the podcast I didn't even remember. And she said that like, oh, you mentioned this, that you are a joy seeker. And I was like, yeah, that's true. I'm like a joy seeker every single day. Like, I'm trying to find those joyful moments in life every single day, no matter what. I can be down, or I can feel a little blue or stressed or overwhelmed or whatever. We all have those in our lives, but finding those joyful moments, like consciously working for those joyful moments, I think it's really powerful. And yes, and I'm a kind of a joy seeker who is, big on gratitude.
A joy seeker, big on gratitude, but it seems like but it seems like that profound, I mean, losing your dad is profound, right? That's super sad. And then that experience really shifting you to appreciate whatever it is you do have, because you don't have him anymore.
Yeah.
But I know with journaling or gratitude journaling or anything, it's so easy after the third day, the fourth day, to just, I'm too tired today, or it's too late, I'm going to bed. What what inspired or motivated you, or was the feeling is still there so much, the appreciation is still within that I just got to write this down? Like, how did that keep going?
Yeah, I'm pretty consistent or persistent, whatever I'm doing. So for me, is I actually switched around a little bit. So I don't do gratitude journaling anymore. I have a gratitude stone, which I got from my dad.
Okay.
And when he was in Cyprus, he found this stone on the beach and he gave it to me. And then I keep that on my, my little nightstand next to my
Hmm.
bed. And every evening before I go to sleep, I hold that
Okay.
little stone in my hand and I just remember one thing that I'm grateful for. I
Okay.
just pick one thing. And
Okay.
then, so before I go to sleep, I just keep smiling because I'm so grateful for that thing. So it even just lifts your energy before you go to
Hmm.
sleep.
Oh
And
yeah.
that's so powerful. It's not
Oh
like,
yeah.
oh my God, I had a horrible day again and I just can't stand my life anymore. No, I never go to bed like that. Even on my, worst day, I try to make the most of it.
Okay.
It may sound like, strange, but yeah, sometimes it just, yeah,
Oh, that doesn't sound
you're always
strange at all.
grateful for something. Like
Yeah.
even if on a bad day, you're grateful for something that you are
Yeah.
alive. You are grateful for. So for
Yeah.
me, just being consistent with it, and because it brings me joy, that like you remember something from
Hmm.
that day that brought me joy and so it gives you joy every single day. So you keep doing it every single day.
Hmm.
So it's not a job, or you won't get bored or tired of it because it's there for you. It brings you joy.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, and we know, the power, the research is all there, the power of going to bed in that, higher frequency state and so on.
Yeah.
But I think that what we by me asking and trying to understand, we got to that next level. You're not writing it down in a journal. You're not writing it down in some note keeper app or something on your
Mm-mm.
phone. There's a little physical reminder,
Yeah.
something really simple that's personal to you, that has high value to you. That right there is the trigger, positive trigger,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's
Right.
the positive trigger, the strong association, with your dad,
Hmm.
obviously, to then to then remind yourself of what you do have to be grateful for, excuse me, in that day. That little trigger, that little trinket,
Yeah.
whatever it is the reminder. I I mean, I think that's like it's like a trick. It's like a little hack,
Yeah.
to do the gratitude practice, because it doesn't have to be a journal. It's just a
It can be
practice.
anything. Yeah.
And
Exactly.
however you get to that practice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. That was I think we got there. That was cool.
I'm glad to
Well,
hear it.
yeah. Yeah. Fun. Fun. Okay, so I guess we should shift gears briefly. We don't have to spend so much time on mine, but in true reciprocity, um, I will now answer this question, which I have to reread. Describe a time when something small ended up meaning a lot to you. So again, we took a couple of moments, actually, it was a couple of minutes, thinking about this before we started. Um, and it's so interesting. Your second one was about those little, likes or reactions or
Yeah.
comments through social media. And that is actually what I thought about. So I don't have the social media presence that you do. But I do have a YouTube channel, and this podcast is, on a playlist, on the YouTube channel. But I've made other videos, I think like 140 videos now. But like 2 years ago, I made a video. It was a 60-second shorts video that I posted to YouTube. I didn't think about it. I was I was in a state, because my HVAC system, my heating air conditioning
Mm.
system was broken, and I had to call tech. And they came out and they wanted to charge like over $300 for a literal 15-second fix. And I was so annoyed that they wanted to charge this. Um, Long story short, my warranty ended up covering it after I had a talk with the tech's manager. So I didn't have to, but right when the tech left, I made this video. It took me like 6 tries to make it, but that's because I was trying to get it within 60 seconds, and I had to run from one level of my house down to the next level without doing any editing or anything like that. There was no edit in this video. Well, just earlier this week, that video passed 80,000 views
Wow.
on YouTube, which is like crazy. And it's
Yeah.
got over 1,000 likes. And even overnight, just overnight, last night, somebody commented, because people comment all the time, thank you so much. My system was stopped in the middle of the night. It's 90 degrees, you know, it's hot or cold,
Yeah.
because it's for oh God, it's just blanking. The kind of system, it's not like a heat furnace. It's oh God, I'm totally blanking. But the same system runs air conditioning or
Right.
heating, depending on
Yeah,
which way
we
it's
have the
going.
same in Cyprus. Like, yeah.
Yeah. And again, people write these comments like, oh my God, you totally saved me. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. One guy wrote like, I would buy you like 5 beers if we lived in the same town. Like, thank you so much. And it just makes me feel so good that this little 60-second video has helped like 80,000, well, at least 80,000 people
I
have
know.
watched it, but over 1,000 people have given a thumbs up. And there's like hundreds of positive comments on how much it's helped people. And it just makes me feel so good.
Yeah.
That's something that I did because I was really struggling and frustrated, and I don't want other people to struggle and be frustrated. So if I can help them fix their system in 60 seconds, and they don't have to spend money or wait or be uncomfortable for them and their family or whatever in their home, it just makes me feel so good.
Exactly.
So
That's the whole key. Like, helping people makes you feel good about
yeah,
yourself. I mean, that's
yeah.
like, you give love, you get love back. So
That's the whole thing. And then that's like some of the other videos I've posted about, you know, like foam rolling. Actually, I've helped you with that.
yeah, true.
You know, with like joint pain and
Yeah.
things like that, that I've been able to solve for myself, but I've helped thousands and thousands of other people address their joint pain and tendinitis when doctors and physical therapists have failed. They follow my little 10-minute video that they can perform at their home with tools that they have at their
Yeah.
home already, or even like a Nalgene bottle, and it helps them get relief from their pain like so quickly. And again, you got to like keep doing some of those things,
Yeah, of
but
course.
it's helped so many people, and it just makes me feel really good. I feel valued, I feel loved, that I've helped others. So that little repeat of like, it's not like I'm chasing views or chasing
Yeah.
likes, but when I get that feedback, or when I receive that feedback that it is helping people, I just want to do more and help more people.
Yeah.
So that was it was your number 2. That was my number
Yeah.
1.
Yeah.
And I wrote it down before we started recording.
Yeah, I
So
know.
yeah. And then I'll just share the other one really quickly, that you open the door to something small that just, you know, that just means a lot to me. So for the past like 25 plus years, I start every day with a liter of fluid to hydrate myself,
Yeah.
right? Every day. I mean, if I'm traveling, if I'm in the backcountry, every day I start with a liter of fluid. And, you know, okay, so I haven't quite finished this one yet. You can see if you watch the video, because I wanted to have coffee while we were chatting. And now what I'm using now, I used to use like a diluted sport drink, but that's all sugar actually.
Yeah.
And for years I did that. But now and again, from somebody else's YouTube channel, I found a really good DIY electrolyte mix that you can make
Mhm.
yourself. just with, bulk products that you buy on Amazon or wherever. And I just use concentrated monk fruit extract, so it doesn't affect my blood sugar or my insulin, so it keeps me in a fasted state, and it's so good. It's so easy to drink. It feels good. It just makes me happy every day, just drinking this really yummy, slightly sweet. I mean, it's like as sweet as like honeydew melon juice or something. Like it's not sweet. And it's getting some electrolytes. And again, I'm hydrating a whole liter. So that actually is a small thing I do every day that I just enjoy. So
yeah, and thanks to you, I am, since we talked about that, I keep an eye on, like a very close eye on how much, water I'm drinking. And I feel so much better since then because I keep a close eye on it. I think it's just crucial, so important. So I always have my, everything next to me, and I drink during my meetings or podcast interviews or whatever, because you just need it. Plus, when you talk a lot, obviously, you need more water. But yeah, absolutely, it helps so much. And what you just said about actually came up something for me, like a fourth thing, about the YouTube videos. About a month or 2 months ago, I can't even remember, I started to shoot YouTube shorts about my walks, about my daily walks. And obviously it's a short, so it's very short, a few seconds, whatever. Like, I don't know, usually around 30-40 seconds, not longer than that.
Yeah, they can be up to 3 minutes on
YouTube.
I
don't like it. So I just keep it short because, people's attention is like a goldfish attention show. So it's better. And it's called Walk with Noemi, and it's on YouTube. And I try to give people some kind of emotional support. There are different types of walk, like gratitude walk, or walk slower today, or do this or do that during your walk.
There's a theme.
There's always a theme. There's always a theme. It's very short one. It is straight to the point. And I do it like every single day. So maybe sometimes I batch record it. So if people see me like walking up and down in a place where it's, no people around, and I'm just recording myself for people, and just like for you, like helping people, just adding some kind of value to their lives, about helping with their emotional health with these tips, because so important, especially when you're working remotely, and like so many people struggle with so many things. It's a really good thing when you do that during your walks. And so I just want to add back to people and help them. So that's why I started my little blog. And
yeah, and it feels good. Are you putting that on Instagram and TikTok also?
On YouTube? No, I don't like TikTok, so I don't use it. But I put it on YouTube. I share it on Instagram. Many times I shared it on LinkedIn too, in a different format a little bit. But yeah, I share them here too, because sometimes busy entrepreneurs, business owners, they really need time off and think about themselves and avoid burnout and overwhelm. And now I started to put up these videos on LinkedIn too. People reached out to me and said, yeah, I'm a walker too. It's so relaxing. It helps me with this. It helps me with that. And it's not about like 10K steps or 10,000 steps, because it doesn't really matter. You can have 2,000 steps, or you can do 3, or whatever you want, as long as it helps you to relax and feel better and just have more energy.
And give yourself a brain break.
Exactly. Yeah.
That
too.
Yeah, I mean, that's especially from the busy work day, or the busy, taking care of the family with, all the different chores required and management required, taking care of a family. Your brain needs a break. And to me, that's what mental health is really about, is giving your brain a break from thinking and concentrating so much. Because, you work, if you don't take a break in a work day, like a desk job, let's say, or again, even at home, like, making dinner and getting the recipe together and going grocery shopping, cleaning up and doing the laundry, that is a lot of brain power to manage all of that stuff. And if you don't give yourself a brain break, and I'm not talking about going to sleep, I'm talking about being awake, but not thinking hard about something. And I honestly believe that's why streaming, like Netflix or streaming videos and TV, or watching video. I can even scroll like Facebook Reels. Every now and then I might get into a 45-minute scrolling of Facebook Reels, because I don't do it on YouTube because I don't want that to be part of my algorithm, the shorts. I don't want that in my algorithm, but on Facebook, I'm okay with it. And after 45 minutes, I'm like, man, I feel so much better. What? Better from social media? But it gave my brain a break. I was entertained. I wasn't absorbing more information because I'm absorbing that all day long, reading all day long, and engaging all day long, that I'm thinking all day long. But if I'm just scrolling, reels that I actually enjoy, that are entertaining to me, then I am giving my brain a break, and that is good. I feel kind of refreshed after that.
It's like it's like meditating. For me, it's like when I'm making art, like, I'm sewing my collages together. So like the act of sewing something, it's really soothing. It's really good for your brain, and you can totally, like, it's a form of meditation. It really brings down your serotonin level, which causes stress, and it's amazing. Like, even if you can meditate, if you just make some kind of art or cook or whatever, dance or sing, or like, it helps you in so many different ways.
You can be doing something, but you're not thinking hard on it.
Yeah, true.
And that is the brain break. To me, that's what mental health is really about. And then the emotional health, and you mentioned emotional health a few different times. Actually, even the whole Go-Givers community. Wait, did I say that right?
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Okay. The Go-Givers community is nurturing your connections, even though it's across the pond and so on. But you can still nurture relationships, and that's what emotional health is really about, in my opinion. So wow, this has been so much fun. But I think we're at a good spot, unless there's anything else you want to say.
I think we could talk for hours.
Yes, we could talk for hours, but we'll stop for now. Thanks again, for another episode of Question It that wraps it up. So until next time, peace, love, and connect.